What's up guys, Coding Wizard here, and in today's video we're going to be learning how to make ACF flexible content fields. Now this is especially useful if you have, let's say you have a client or even yourself don't want to bother with moving content around by hard coding where you've already coded it into the code itself. Then all the client or yourself has to do as a click of a button is add a different field layout any way you want. So let's say you have the text here, the image on the left, and the text on the right, and some more text at the bottom. You can do all that on the ACF. So before we get started, so this is just the home page, okay? It's something quick I put up just for the home page. We're going to be making a brand new page. We're going to jump straight into it, straight into the coding. So let's get going. I'm just going to connect to the server here. I am using Dreamweaver. That'll be content, themes. Again, I'm using on the strap. In the previous video, we learned how to make an accordion template. A simple video. You guys can check that out. But anyways, okay. So over here, let's make a service page, right? So I'm gonna right click new file. I'm gonna call this services -template. Now I like to put template just to identify what it is. And I'm just going to leave it here in the root folder. You can put it into a template files folder if you want, but for now we'll just leave it here. All right, so I'm going to open this up. Now before we get started, I'm just going to grab a copy of the understrap code so that way I don't have to rewrite it all again. Right, I'm back. Okay, before we get started, let's go ahead and create a page that we want our services page to be on. I'm going to add new. I'm going to call this services. Right, okay, now we have our page. Let's just think what we want to do here. So on the custom fields, we're going to make a group. We're going to call this group services. Okay, so what we want to do here, let's say, okay, we're going to add some content. And then at the bottom, we're going to add, let's try to copy what's on the homepage already, just for the sake of this example. So we're going to have a content, okay, and we're going to have a left image and the text on the right, and then we're going to have some, I guess let's make one with the text on the left and the image on the right, and then we can make another one, just with content at the bottom, right? So it's just normal text without images. So we want to have text at the top, image and text, and then content. All right, so let's get to it. So first of all, let's prepare a wireframe. So in this section, we're going to make a content one. So first, for this page, I want this content here, so this field, to be my main field content. So in this section, I'm going to add the default, the content one. So I'm just going to make a div here. Class container. Inside my container, I want, because I'm going to do PHP, the content. Right. Okay. So anything that I'm going to write in here should appear here. Right? So here's my text. Now, secondly, we want to add, we want to make the flexible layout. So this is where we're going to start the flexible layout. Before we get onto the flexible layout, let's go ahead and add some fields so we see the structure that we're building here. Okay, so on field type, we're going to do flexible content. Field label, we're going to name this services flexible layout. Okay, and inside the layout label, we're going to label this content with left image, and then block, and then inside of this we want to add, let's make this simple, let's add a heading, right? And then the second field we're going to add, so we're just going to name this text, right? So field type, I guess we're going to add an editor in there. And then in this field, we're gonna make it an image. So we're just gonna select the image field type. So I'm gonna name this image. Remember, these fields do not need to be unique when you're using it in the flexible content. Right, heading, text, image. So that's for the first layout, right? Content with left image. Now we're going to make content with right image. So we're going to add a layout. I'm going to name this content with right image. Okay, block. And then in the fields, again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do, actually, you know what? We can, I'm going to be lazy here. We're just going to duplicate this. All right, we're going to duplicate the first one. And that's not coming down. Did it not duplicate? That's strange. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. A little bit of a glitch here. Okay, so content with right image. Just gonna delete this. Remember, just delete it and then go back on it, and it just generates it for you. And okay, and that's perfect. So we got content with left image and content with right image. Now we want to do a last one, which is going to be content without image. Okay, and again, maybe do I want a heading? No, let's not complicate things. Let me just add, let's just say this is going to be text, simply text. Okay, nothing more. Right, so now we have our 3 different kind of layouts. I'm going to go ahead and so show this if page template equals to services, save changes. Let's just refresh this page here. Hope I haven't selected it. There we go. And there is my flexible layout. So here you can see we can add the content, left image, right image, without image. Let's go ahead and add some content so that way once we code it, it's going to start populating on the front end. So heading, we're going to name this one content with left image. So that way we know the heading is pulling in. So we're going to name this title. And then left image text. An image, we're just going to add an image in here. Okay, so we're coding image. And then we're going to add another one, content with right image. So this one's going to be content with right image title. And then content with right image text. Right? Image, we're going to add that same image. And down here, we're going to add a row again, content without image. So this is just going to be random lorem text. Let's just copy this here. What is going on with my... Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. So text. And that's it. So our page is ready to go. But first, to make it appear, we need to make the code. Okay, so let's open up the field groups here just so we get Okay. All right. Service template. Time to get into it. So to start off, we need to filter through the services flexible layout field. So we're going to do PHP if rows, if I remember correctly, it was services, flexible layout. So services, flexible layout. Apologies, I'm still getting used to this keyboard. And then PHP while rows. Again, I'm going to look through it. Services, flexible. Oh my god, I am always doing that, man. Okay. What we're going to do, row. Okay. So here's where the magic happens. Now we're going to start listing out our type of layouts that we built. So we're going to do if get row layout. So equals. So the first one was content with left image, right? I'm just going to copy this here. Do content with left image. Oh dear. Don't know what is going on with my keyboard. So if get row layout, content with left image, there's something, okay, it's not highlighting because I didn't open PHP, that's why. Oh, that's more like it. So we're gonna do a container here. So let's do a div here. So we're gonna div class container fluid. We wanted a full width kind of container. And I'm gonna call this services container later for the CSS. And then we're going to open up another div in here. So I'll do div class container. And inside this container, I'll make a section. By the way, I like my codes to be really clean. So inside this section here, let's name this section. Let's give it a class as well. So section class, gonna name this services left block. And inside this section, I want a row. Whoops. So let's make this a row. And then we're going to make a full width column in here. So let's make a div. So we're going to make it plus column MD12 maybe. Yep. Would I give it, maybe I'll do that later. And inside this, let's add another div. And inside this div, let's make a row in here. And later, I'm just going to copy this and paste it for the second one. Just replace the values just so that it saves some time. And here, so I'm just going to break it down to, and so inside this column of 12, I'll break it down to an 8 and a 4. One for the image, which is going to be the smallest column, and the biggest column is going to be for the content. So we're going to do, so we're going to make this div class call MD8, reasonable. And I'll name this content left. And then in here, I'm going to put the title and everything in a second. The second one is going to be for the image. So it's going to be div class, call MD4, and it's going to be image left, right? Perfect. So our layout is almost done. It's practically done for this one. First of all, let's check out what we have here. Okay, so we have content with left image, heading, text, image, heading and text, and then we'll get the image. Okay, so let's go ahead here in the content left. Let's do for the title, we're gonna do let's do an H1 for the title. Why not? Well, you know what? Let's do H1. So H1 PHP, the subfield, since it's inside a group. And this was, what was the text of it? Was a heading. It's heading. And then this one's going to be a P class, PHP, the subfield, text, right? So now we're going to do for the image. So to do that, we're going to do PHP, image. Actually, let's make this clean. Let's do left image. We can make it even smaller by doing just image. Get subfield, image, and here we're going to do an image. We're going to do the source. Actually, before we do that, keep it clean, image class. Because later on, we're going to want to style this. So image left block, and the source, we're going to do PHP echo URL, which is going to be left image. Whoops, because I typed image, now I'm going to keep typing this over and over. The URL, and close this in here. The alt doesn't have to be anything, but you need it for SEO purposes, accessibility. So we're just going to put this in here, attribute, do it, left image, a bit of lag here for some reason, not sure what's going on. Alt, close PHP. Yep. Okay. That looks good to go. Actually, there's something missing here, it looks like. Right. Okay. So we got our content left and image. I'm trying to think right now which one's going to be on the lefty image. It's okay, we'll sort that out later. Okay, so down to the second one. So we're going to just copy this and paste it again. So Just gonna get it here. Just gonna paste it here. For this to actually work, I'm gonna do an else if here. Right, so else if, there's actually an issue with my code here because this is not changing colors. So if get layout, right? Okay. Oh. There we go. All right, so this has been copied over. We're just going to replace this content with right image. And we're just going to change a little bit of these things here. Services right block, content right, image right, image right block. And don't forget to change this, right image. I'm going to copy and paste this everywhere here. All right. I think that looks corrected. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do, oh, actually, there's one more field to be made here. We have the content without image field. So that's going to be a simple field. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and copy this here again. And this one is just going to be called content without image. Right, so it doesn't even need a name, this actually, because it's just going to be on its own. So I can just call it container text, and this section doesn't need a name. This doesn't need a name. We don't even need this section here. Actually, we don't even need, this can be a full width. And we can just take this out. And that's it. Also get row layout, content without image. And let's just see what this gives on our page. What's going on? Okay, so, aha. Okay, that's my bad. I haven't closed the loop. Right, so let me go ahead and close this loop. So PHP and if, and PHP and while, and we're gonna end the ifs, obviously. So PHP and if. Right. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Nice and clean. Okay, so if I save this, it should show. Not sure what I did wrong here, but let's find out why this is not showing. Right, so we have the services flexible layout. Let's just check our fields again, if it's correctly written. So you see, there's a mistake here. I've written this the wrong way. Services flexible layout. Just one typo like this can make you go insane for ages. Right, so this has been written properly. It's been written properly here as well. Of course, it's not going to work if I do not put it on the server. Services. And there we go. So we have content with left image title, content with right image title. I want this image to be on the left, the content on the right, and this image onto the right, and the content onto the left. So this is a simple fix. All you gotta go do here is, let's just swap these fields around, just cut this out and put it up here. And the bottom one can just stay the same way, because since that's the orientation that we want. Go ahead and refresh this page, and here we have it. So guys, I'm not going to go into details on how to style this, but this is how you make an ACF content flexible field. I hope this has helped you guys, and if it has, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more future videos. Thank you for watching.